Hello. I'm so excited today. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, thanks for coming along. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I am taking part in the collaboration hosted by Rach Bella Crafts. It's a crafter's Christmas hop. I am day 26, along with the fabulous Jez from Rach Creates. Our prompt for today is tags with texture, and I am the second video of the day. So if you haven't already, stop, go and watch Jez's video first, because a lot of what I'm doing is based on what Jez has done. Now, where do I start? Okay, I'm not going to be doing exactly what Jez did. The idea is Jez starts something off, gives the base of the idea, and then I go and follow on and do something new with that. Now, Jez has made two fantastic tags, starting with a masterboard, and she made the masterboard using different textured papers. I'm going to show you that part first. So I haven't printed exactly the same as Jez, because I was flicking backwards and forwards from Jez's video to the printer, and I think I've made a few mistakes, but this one is one of the background papers, and I've printed this onto ledger paper, and you can see that is actually ledger paper. Then I selected this page because it was the offcut, and I've just printed this page off as an A5. This has been printed onto book page. It's a dictionary. These have all been printed on to copier paper because I couldn't reach my newsprint. Now this one, you can see I've already done something to this. This one has been printed onto scrapbooking paper. Now Jez used some sugar paper, but I didn't have any, so I love how this has turned out, and you can see I've done one of the techniques that Jez has done there. And then this one is also copier paper. This is my piece of plain paper, which is supposed to be showing me where my prints are. Now this one, oh yeah, that's why I had this. This one I printed onto tracing paper, and it got stuck in the machine, and I needed to clean the print head. So I only have a partial print, but I'm going to make that work. And then this one I printed onto acetate, as Jez did, not this print. Also, this print is rather large. I think I should have probably done 2 per page on that. Now, I have already, in usual form, printed this already, filmed this video already, and I'm going to show you what's left over from the first filming. Now, I'm using this Cuttlebug Swiss Dots embossing folder, this Snowflakes embossing folder, which you can see I picked up from a charity shop, so I've got no idea what that one is, and then this Sizzix Tim Holtz snowflake die and embossing folder thing. I can't remember exactly what those are called. Now, I did some of the techniques Jez did. So this was printed onto the book page. I've then embossed it and then used silver wax. These are the waxes I used. And I also used my 2 metallic pastels. This is another one. This one was a little bit more successful. You could see a little bit better on there. That's a scrap. This one was quite nice as well. That one worked out quite well. These are little offcuts. And that's another bit of the book page. So those are ones that I have already used. And then I have also printed this. I printed at 110%. This is part of the ephemera. So I printed that too. I only have one, actually I have 2 successful tag backgrounds from that. Now you could see from the papers that I've used that die cut, and I've cut out a few of the pieces. Now, this one I did completely wrong because it's back to front. This one I did do correctly, and I actually love those. Love those a lot. Those I also have. Jez started with a masterboard and then cut her masterboard up to 2 tags. unsuccessful, looked terrible for me. It didn't turn out as lovely as Jez's. So I'm going to do mine a little bit differently, but I am going to make tags. I'm going to do 3. Might end up doing 2, but I'm going to have 3 tags there to give us a little bit of a start. I'm not going to use these 2 at the moment. I'm not going to do any more embossing. If I use embossing, I'm going to use these bits I've already done. So basically, I run it through the embossing folder and then went over with the wax exactly as Jez did. Those are my papers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to just tear off some pieces. So I'm going to just take my 3 tags and I'm going for quite large pieces to decorate with. Let's just pull this in. Hopefully you can see. It's one of those kind of projects where I have really pinned myself in to about 2 foot by 2 foot or amount of working space. Haven't got the biggest amount of room here. I'm going to take this to start with, do that, add my glue. Now I'm going to add this and I'm going to line it up at the edge. I'm just finding this way is much more suitable for me with a project like this than making a masterboard. Masterboards are fantastic, so you know, don't rule it out. It just isn't really, it wasn't really working for me. Now I'm going to bring this down a little bit, maybe to about there. Got a little tear, I don't mind that so much. This is a nice piece of that textured paper. Add my glue. And I want to line that up at the top and the edge. Right, I think I want... Okay, so that is one. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. That needs trimming, but I'm just going to put that aside to dry. Now I'm going to work on this one, which I'm quite keen to get this on. And I think I want this, but I love this. So I'm going to have a piece of this up here. I'm going to speed this up because you really don't want to watch me gluing lots of bits and pieces down. Right, so here are my three. Try and clear a bit of space, and I'm going to just quickly trim these up. These are my three tags. I know using a masterboard is quite exciting because you don't know what you're going to get, but sometimes you actually want to know. I wanted to have a certain kind of layout for my tags, so I've gone for this. This is the other one. That's my light. Another light. I think I need to invest in some plug-in lamps because I never have a lot of luck with mine. Now, I've got these four now. I've also got, to get a bit of texture on here, is I have some ribbons. Just a gold and a red, kind of very cheap ribbons. These were all from the range in the UK. They're not top quality. But what I thought I would do is turn these into kind of little Christmas presents, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to audition some of my ribbons on here. I think that is where my ribbon needs to go. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and here and here, where I want that to go. I'm trying to line it up so my snowflakes are going to be even. Quite like that. Now let's have a look at this one. I want that down the centre. That's going to go across here. I'm going to add this one first. So I'm going to run my bead of glue. Oh, this is not good. Not great. Might have to switch glues for that ribbon. Okay, I've got this all-purpose glue. It's very much like Fabri-Tac. Okay, I'm not sure how successful this is going to be. Yeah, I've never had trouble with ribbon and lace and things like that before. But to be honest, I don't know. I'm just going to trim off the edges of these. I can already feel that's not perfectly sticking on there. The things that I would like to add to these, which I hope is going to kind of tie all of these together, is I have those two. Where's the other one? Got these little kind of gift tags. That's how I was kind of looking at these. I think I'm going to cut these two out. So I'm going to use these for, I'm just going to put my tags over there and take use my paper trimmer for this. That's going to give me, just try and cut that little red piece off. No, so I'm just going to move it along until I've cut that off. I want these to be square. Then I'm going to use my corner rounder to put a little round corner on these. Right, so I have these. Now I need to add a little bit of Christmas stamping to these. Okay, I found this lovely little Christmas stamp that I got from Mackie Stamps. Fabulous stamps. Now I'm going to have a little play with this before I start stamping it on to my That's quite dark, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, maybe third stamp. So I'm going to put that onto a sheet of paper, use my ink, and I'm just going to go 1, 2, and then I'm going to stamp a little bit like that, just to give that a little bit more depth, in a similar way that Jez has done. Yeah, happy with that. So let's add these. So I think some of them just lend themselves perfectly to go on the lower part of the tag. This one I'm actually not sure about now. That one I like. This one. This is the one I actually don't think I'm going to add anything to that. I think I'm going to make this my set of 3. I think I'm just going to literally glue this down because I am going to sew, as Jez guessed, I will be sewing. The next thing I'm going to do is sew, and I'm going to stitch around the little focal point and around my tag. Okay, I think the cat may have come to keep company while I was doing that. I not 100% sure I've used the right colour thread. Made a bit of an error on here, got a bit close to the edge. So this has a double stitching. All of the rest have a single stitching, which I'm quite happy with. I think they look fine. I'm quite happy with them, but they do need a little something, don't they, before I finish them off. I'm going to grab my messy paper. If I grab my box, there's going to be absolutely no light. So grab a little piece of paper. Let me find a little pot. I'm going to add a tiny bit of my gold. And this is Champagne Gold by Deco Art. Just move this away while I add some water. Just mix that in. It takes a little while and it looks like it's not going to mix, but it will. Now it's not, might have a little bit of black in here because there is some black watercolour, but that's okay. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm just going to cover that image. So they've now all got a bit of splatter and they're going to need a dry, but I'm going to have to be really careful because, like I said, I think this ribbon has quite a high plastic content. So I'm just going to dry these. I think these are dry enough. And of course, we now need to top them. So I'm going to take my crocodile for this. And I'm going to do a bit of a mix, I think. I'm going to do two holes on here. Two holes on that one. Should I do 2 holes on all of them? No. I'm going to do 2 holes on this one. And then on this one, I'm just going to do 1. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I'm going to put 2 in here as well. Let's just pop our 2. Oh, just put the last 2 holes in this. This one's not sewn. This one's not finished. I'm actually going to leave that one for now. And this one I'm also going to leave because I think we have done quite a lot in terms of time. Now I have some lovely different colour ribbons here. I think that one I'm going to go for the green. This one I'm going to go for, it's not quite red. And this one I'm going to go for blue. Let's move those out of the way. I'll cut off the extra. So that's the first one. I'm just going to do the same to these. So we've got these little bells. So I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add a red and a gold one to that one. I'm going to add a green and a gold one to that one. And on this one, I'm going to add 2 gold ones. Just using a garment pen. Yeah, I just haven't been able to dye any ribbon red. So I'm going to have to try and buy some, I think. I think my hands are starting to struggle a little bit now. Can't get this in here. Let's try one more time. I think I might try and add it into the... Okay. So those are my tags with texture. I mean, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. You can't see much of the texture, but it is there. The embossing with the wax, we've got the ribbon, we've got the stitching, we've got the different papers, we've also got the splatters, and some of this ribbon is very textured. It's subtle, but there is texture there. I'm really happy with them. I like them a lot. They will be they will be going on some of my oversized gifts this year. These two I do need to finish. I've just kind of run out of, I'm starting to feel it a bit now, so I'm going to have to call it a day. But those are my 3 tags with texture, and these 2 are a work in progress. So thank you so much, Jez, for the fabulous ideas and for sharing the techniques and the papers that you've used. Thank you to Rach and Bella for inviting me along to this collaboration. I hope you have liked what I've done. I will be back really, really soon. So take care. Bye.